Hi and welcome back. Today we'll talk about some of the cameras that aren't necessarily near and dear to my heart or my favorites to go out and shoot, but cameras that just work for me and never skip a beat. Spoiler alert, I've got one that skips a beat, or two, or three. Those are the cameras I'm picking when I just need a camera that performs and I don't have to think about. I'll just pick it up and shoot with it. Alright, let's go. Alright, I think I've got a bit of explanation to do. I've got way too many cameras, but we'll talk about my collection in another video. Every time I go out and want to bring a camera, I can't decide on a whim which one to bring. So for the last 2 years I sat down at the start of each year and I'm taking a look at my collection and decide which cameras will be my go-to cameras for the upcoming year. That doesn't mean I'm only shooting those cameras, but if I've got no particular camera for event X in mind, I grab one of those on the list and just get it done. Let's start with 35mm. We've got quite a few there. There's 3 I always come back to, and the first one is a point and shoot. This is my Konica Big Mini BM201, and I wanted to praise this camera because I've shot countless rolls with it. I'm shooting most of my casual family stuff with it, and I've shot probably 20 or 25 rolls through it. And last week I've wanted to put another roll of Vision 250D in it, and the flex cable broke. So I've got to repair this one. The flex cables you can luckily still get new for these cameras, unlike all the other parts. As you can see, mine is already a Franken Mini with the champagne colored front and the gray back. I've bought 2 broken ones for 20 euros, I think, and well, created one camera that works perfectly fine. The lens is super sharp, and seriously, this camera, even though it is priced at around 100-150 euros, is an amazing camera for that price. The only real problem they've got is the flex cable, which constantly breaks, but well, I'll buy a few on bulk and we'll just try and keep this camera running for as long as I can, because this is the point and shoot I always come back to. I've got quite a lot, but this one just works. Super sharp images, and well, I just like the look. It's super cool. It's tiny, it just fits in your pocket, and I love that. Okay, from a point and shoot I need to repair because apparently it's not that reliable. We're going to my go-to SLR, which is, as I already mentioned in the last video, my Pentax LX version 1. For the Pentax system, I don't even have that many lenses. I've got the 51.4, which is a super sharp lens. I love this lens. I've got a 300mm tele, and I've got 2 zoom lenses from the autofocus era. But I'm only shooting the 51.4 in this camera. It's just, this combo is just amazing. The Pentax glass is super sharp. It's got an automatic mode. It's got 1/2000 of a shutter speed. It's got a Titan focal plane shutter. And well, yeah, I just hope it doesn't break, because apparently those are a pain to repair. The shutter speeds from 1/2000 to a 30th are mechanical. This means the camera works completely without batteries, and the slower times, 1/15th up to 4 seconds, are running on an electromagnetic shutter. So yeah, this is the SLR I'm just picking up when I want an SLR. Can do everything. The auto mode is amazing. Focusing is super quick, and well, the Pentax glass is just legendary. Okay, so this is my go-to SLR. If I want to go out with a rangefinder, I guess you already know the answer. I'm picking my M2. I have to say, I've got into rangefinders pretty late. I've started with the SLRs, obviously, with my Minoltas, and with my DSLRs even earlier. And I was always kind of an SLR guy, but when I first got into rangefinders with my 35 RC, I quickly fell in love with the super quick focusing system, the simplicity, and just the low noise of the camera. Don't get me wrong, I love the shutter slap of my RB67, but there's just something about those really quiet rangefinder cameras with tiny lenses. The focusing is super quick. It works really well with my glasses, and yeah, I'm just I don't fall out of love with SLRs, but I feel like I'm picking up rangefinders more and more. So yeah, as I said, this is my M2. She's a bit rough around the edges. She's had a rough life, I think, but well, I love this camera. She handles amazing. It's just super intuitive, no light meter, no problems. Most of the time I'll just Sunny 16 with black and white, 400 ISO film, and everything's fine. If I'm shooting color or slide film, I'll just put my tiny TT Artisan slide meter on top, and well, yes, just slides on my cold shoe. And it's just a cool setup. My main lens for it is a Canon 1.8 LTM lens. I'm using with a cheap LTM Leica M mount adapter, and it just works flawlessly, the focusing with even with the cheap adapters. If I'm not shooting my Canon lens with it, I'm shooting my Leica Elma 2.8, 50mm or 5 centimeters, or I'm shooting the Elmarit 90mm if I want to shoot a 90mm. Okay, I have to say, I haven't tried shooting 135 with a rangefinder, but even with 90, the area of the picture in the viewfinder is already pretty tiny, so I don't think I'd shoot more than 90 on a rangefinder camera. And yeah, you might ask why I'd chosen a M2 over an M3. I've tried the M2 and I'm mainly a 50mm shooter. I've already said that. I don't really like 28 or 35. I'm shooting 50 or 90 most of the time. And with the M2, the 50mm frame lines, I can view perfectly with my glasses on. The 35s, I have to move my head, but with the 50, that's just perfectly centered. I can frame perfectly with the 50mm frame lines with the M2. And yeah, that's my M2. That's my 35mm cameras. Well, speaking of 35mm, if I'm picking something digital when I'm out shooting our animals or something and I'm shooting a lot of frames, I'm mostly picking digital, and for me there's no better digital camera than my 5D Mark II. This camera with the 50mm is just like an extension of my arm. I've shot thousands of pictures with it and it just always works for me. To that 50mm Canon lens that basically lives on this camera, I've also got a 90mm Tamron lens. This lens I've picked up to shoot macro stuff, but it's also an amazing portrait lens. And I'm using it to digitize my negatives with my 5D. Okay, that's it for digital. Let's talk a bit about medium format. For medium format, I've got quite a lot of folders which are technically practical to go because you can literally fit them in your pocket. The problem with folders that I have is that they are pretty slow to operate. The RB67 is just too big to carry around, and as I already said, you kind of need time to set it up and frame. Well, long story short, this is the medium format camera I'm taking if I want to take medium format camera with me. She's pretty heavy. It's Mamiya C33 with exchangeable lenses, but I've only got the 80mm 2.8 blue dot. Again, Mamiya glass, amazingly sharp. The settings of the camera are on the side of the lens and it's just super quick to operate. You select your aperture, you select your shutter speed, you focus, you shoot, that's it. Crank to the next frame, you shoot, that's it. I really love waist level finders. Just looking through the waist level finder is magical. I fell in love with that through the Lubitel 166 and then with the RB and the Mamiya C33. It's like looking through a tiny window in a different world. Square format is amazing too. You can crop it however you want because you've got a huge negative and, well, it's just an amazing little, not so little camera. Okay, that's it for cameras. I guess we'll talk a bit about film. Last year I bulk rolled Canon EOS 400, 200 feet. I've still got 10 rolls left. This film is really amazing. No matter if you're pushing it, I've pushed it to 1600. It's already kind of grainy at 1600. I've yet to try 3200. You can pull it to 100 or 200 and it's just, the results are always amazing. I love that film and it's kind of cheap. The problem I've got with Canon EOS 400 for the moment is that, at least here in France, the price for 100 feet bulk roll is not that much cheaper than 18 or 19 rolls Canon EOS 400 pre-rolled. And that's why I've tried a few different black and white films this year. I kind of fell in love with Rollei Retro 400S and 80S. I've yet to order a bulk roll, but I'll definitely do. For color, in medium format, I'm pretty much only shooting either Gold 200 if I'm shooting color negative, but my true love is Provia 100F. I've shot my first roll with it through my RB in winter of 23 and it's expensive, but God, I love that film. It just, if you're pulling that slide film out of your development tank and you're seeing the picture without reversing it, it's magical. This is amazing for medium format, and if I'm shooting color on medium format, if I can afford it, I'll shoot Provia. If not, Gold 200. Or just black and white, because black and white, for me at least, works pretty much all the time. On 35mm, I'm not shooting slide film because, in my opinion, those tiny negatives on slide film, yeah, they look cool too, but last year I've tried a few rolls of 250D and I've started bulk rolling it. I've just received another roll of 250D, not Ektachrome 250D, from Analog Amsterdam. And this one I'll shoot this summer. So 250D 35mm or Rollei Retro 400S, medium format Rollei Retro 400S, black and white, Provia 100F. I've got a few rolls of Velvia 50 I'm trying to this summer, or just Gold 200. Not very expensive on medium format and looks amazing. That's it for my no-brainer cameras and films. That was a pretty short video. The next one will be longer, I think, because we're going to talk about my favorite cameras. These are the cameras where I have to think more, that slow me down, the cameras that are just near and dear to my heart, and I'll probably never sell. Spoiler alert, this one's not it. Thanks a lot for watching. Please leave a comment if you've got any ideas or critique, or just tell me how you found this video, what I can do to improve my videos, and well, yeah, I'm still in the process of learning, as you probably see. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching. Go out, shoot, have fun, and I'll see you next time. Bye!